Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, after a 2 week absence, I'm back. A little bit about where I was. I was in the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana at a resort called Excellence Punta Cana. It's a five-star resort there on the beautiful ocean. And as far as the cigar world is interested, it had a on-site shop. And out of curiosity, I decided to pop in. Now, I always take my own cigars when I go on vacation. This time, for a 7 day trip, I probably took about 70 cigars, 60 to 70. Now, I always have some I bring home, but I want to have a nice variety to pick from. Actually, I didn't bring but 8 or 10 home. Now, I did share some with some people on site that were also cigar lovers or maybe just cigar starters. But the shop on the site had local cigars, which I'm always interested in trying local things. Since I was in the Dominican, I thought I would try some. Well, I quickly changed my mind. They wanted $25 for a local cigar. Now, they also had Cubans. I'll do it like this because I'm not sure if they were real. I didn't even look at them. Now, they had a lot of Dominican cigars, and I'm familiar with the La Flor Dominicana Oro Chisel. And it comes in the little gold tube. Very good cigar. I actually love them. So they had some of those there. Guess what they wanted for that? Now, keep in mind, at my local shop, I'll pay about $12 for that cigar, which is not inexpensive, but it actually is worth it. $50 for an LFD Oro chisel in the tube. 50 American dollars. Needless to say, I didn't buy any. So I bought no cigars there. I didn't even try their local cigars. They may have been great. I don't know. Other than that, the resort was fantastic. 5-star resort, 7 restaurants, just a beautiful, beautiful resort. The last night I was there, Glenn Loop and I met up in the, I guess you would call it the entertainment facility there. They have shows every night. Glenn was coming in for a wedding. Glenn is the head of the CRA. So those of you who are members of the CRA, good for you. Glenn is the head of that, fighting for our rights, the cigar rights of America. Now, that's out of the way. On to the review. Today, I am reviewing a cigar called San Isidro. San Isidro. Now, this is from the HVC Cigar Company and founder Renier Lorenzo. The name of the cigar is from the street in Havana where Alberto Urini, a famous Cuban gangster, was killed in 1910. Now, the cigar uses an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. The binder is from the Jalapa region of Nicaragua, and the filler is from Esteli. It's a 6x52 box press Toro. Beautiful cigar, very, very dark. There is the density. You'll notice it's rectangular in shape as far as the profile there. Nice looking cigar, well made, has some shininess to the wrapper. So that's pretty much the long and the short of it. Around $11, $12 in shops. So let's get right to it. The new San Isidro Toro. So to help speed things up, since the introduction of this video was so long, I cut the cigar, gave it a good test draw. It was perfect. Now on to the flavors. The cigar has the nice ripe tanginess of a nice orange with cinnamon sprinkled on it, chocolate notes, and quite a bit of black coffee. I would even go as far as to call it espresso. Black pepper at an 8. And that's how you'll start. It's very close to tasting a little like a chocolate covered orange slice. I'm sure there's a candy out there that's made like that. So think about that. That's how we're starting. Nice start. Has a nice full bodiedness feel to it or taste to it right now. Let's see where we go from here, and I'll come back with an update. Well, I'm about an inch in. And there's some light cream notes sneaking in. Now, it's important for me to point out that the chocolate that I speak of is pretty much an unsweetened dark chocolate. You have sweetness from the orange citrus, but it's not overbearing or overblown. The chocolate notes and the coffee notes really hold down the sweetness of the orange. It comes through, and the cinnamon notes come through, and the cream notes come through lightly, but the dark chocolate, unsweetened for the most part, is very dominant, and the espresso is the most dominant flavor. The finish has some aspects of that dark chocolate and cream, so it comes across with a minor amount of sweetness. There is some lingering black pepper. I would call the cigar at this early stage medium to full bodied, and would not be surprised if it went to full body. So after it settles down at an inch, that's where you are. Well, I'm right at or close to the midpoint. And I've noticed that if you tend to speed up on this cigar, you lose a lot of the flavor. So, like every other cigar I tell you about, go slowly. Now, the cigar has not really made any changes since the last visit. It's very close to full bodied. Finish has not changed. The percentages on the front end are about like I said before, with the heaviest notes on the espresso and the dark chocolate. But you do get the sweeter notes of the citrus and cinnamon. Cream is quite light, but it's enough of it there to give it some smoothness. So I guess the bottom line is, other than it reaching full body status, nothing's changed. How about that? It's a good cigar, though. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. Here at the end, the coffee notes and the chocolate notes continue to dominate. The sweeter notes are so subtle, they are hard to find sometimes, but they are there. They're just quite subtle. The cinnamon and the citrus is almost indistinguishable. You get a little sweetness from it. You notice the cinnamon probably more than the citrus notes at this point. The pepper stayed right up there around an 8 the whole time. The finish pretty much is unchanged, full bodied as it was previously. As you can tell from the time, I was in the last segment very close to the midpoint. So the time is correct. You get about an hour and 20 minutes out of this cigar, smoking it slowly. Been a good cigar. I like a dark noted cigar that has sweetness. This one lacked significant sweetness, but it was still good enough that I enjoyed it. HVC has a good cigar here. The San Isidro is a is a I'll call it a subtle powerhouse. It does have some power. Has tons of dark notes. If you like dark notes, this cigar is right up your alley. Subtle sweetness. So all in all, for me, it's a 92. Excellent dark noted cigar. The lack of sweetness held it down. If it had significant sweetness, if that citrus and cinnamon was 50% more intense, this would be a 95, 96. It's just right there. But as the blend is, it's a 92. So there you have it. The San Isidro Toro 92.